Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. So we are going to work with Anna's new ribbon bound journal. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible for you to follow along. I'm not sure yet, but this may be a two-part video. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Your main die is going to be this one here. You're going to need to take this. You can take your 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You're going to get your paper direction lined up. If you have pattern print or anything, you're going to line it up and you are going to lay this across your paper. Now you will have some overhang, but that's okay. So you're going to line it up and you're going to have a little bit hanging off, meaning like this die is larger than the 12 by 12 paper, but it will still work. Okay, so you're going to cut that out. And then what you're also going to do, if you decide to use the decorative spine, you're going to need to cut this out. So I have done both of those already. So here is my journal cover and here is my spine. So what you need to do, there are some score lines. You need to go ahead and fold your score lines on the left and right side of your journal cover. So here and here, and it should look like this. And as you can see, your book is totally fine. Okay, and then here you have two score lines also on your decorative spine. You're just going to go ahead as well and you're going to fold those two score lines. And then what you're going to do after that, I'm using foil cardstock at the moment, so then what you're going to do is you are going to line this up like this and make sure that your holes match like that. And then you're going to go ahead and glue this to your journal cover. So you can use your tape runners, whatever. I'm just going to use some wet glue and just going to adhere this down. You can even use hot glue if you want to use hot glue. I am just going to use this and it works nicely, and you just put it all in between. You want this to stay down. Uh-oh, I did something. I dropped some glue, and that's an easy fix because, oh, I see my glue's leaking out of my bottle. I just refilled it, and I guess I put too much glue in here. So that's an easy fix. That's where that little glue, it dries clear. Plus I'm going to be covering that up, so I'm not too much worried about that right now. So I'm just going to line this up and okay, I'm going to line this up and then I'm just going to make sure your holes, because you're going to need those holes to bind your ribbon, and I'm just pressing down and getting this adhered. Now I'm going to clean up my glue and I'll be right back. So next you need to take 3 pieces of decorative cardstock, and what you're going to do, they need to be 10 by 7, all 3 of them, 10 by 7. So then what you're going to do is you are going to take these and you are going to take this piece right here. So this is going to create the holes for our pages, and you are going to lay this in the middle. And what I've done is I've scored at 5, so at the 10-inch side you're going to score in half, and I scored it at 5 inches, or you could just fold it in half. And you're going to lay this in the middle, and I am going to get my mat, which is, look at that, I've used it to the max. So you're just going to lay them down, all 3 together, and you're going to take this piece and lay this on top of your, in the 5-inch area, right in the middle. Then you're just going to place this on and run it through your machine. Now that that is done, you are going to have your little holes there, and you may need to take something and press through to get your little holes out. We did do 3 layers, so make sure all of your holes went through. And if you're using a thicker cardstock, you may have to just poke a little harder. So just poke through and get all your little holes, okay? Then what you're going to do is line it back up, and you're going to fold them in half, all 3 of them. And I'm just going to fold, and like I said, I've already had my score line. I'm just folding them in half, and then you're going to take this piece right here. This is a decorative page border, and you're going to place this on top as close to the edge as possible, and you're going to cut this out. And what it's going to do is give you that beautiful round shape, the same way we did our journal cover. So I'm going to place this down. Sorry about that. I'm going to place this down, and I'm going to place this here as close to the edge as possible, and it will hang off a little, and that's okay. And I'm just going to run this through. So then you're going to get something like that comes out like this, and you may have to use your scissors and just trim off a little if you're using thicker cardstock, which I am. So just trim, just follow the edges, and it will come right off. And this has gone through 6 layers of good quality cardstock. So I'm just trimming the edges a little, and you see it, you'll just follow the little line and it'll come right off. And see, it's just coming right off. So you just kind of, or you can just run it through again, totally up to you. So just doing that. And then now what I'm going to do, you need to do the same process. Similar, what you're going to need to do is take 4 sheets of lightweight cardstock, and I will be using 65 pound. So now what you're going to do is you are going to take 4 sheets of lightweight cardstock, and you can just use your regular cardstock that you buy from your local craft store in any color. And what you're going to do is take it, and again you're going to need to do it 10 inches by 7 inches, just like you did the journal covers, the signature covers, and then scored in half at 5. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take this piece, place it in the middle to create your holes, and then you're going to fold it in half, all 4 together, and you're going to place your decorative edge over it to make it look just like your journal cover. So these are the signature covers. So the 3 signatures that's going to go in our books. So that's 1, and I have my other one, that's 2, and then I have my other one right here, that's 3. Okay, so each one is going to get their own set of pages. So let's move on to the next step. So now we are going to work on some sewing. So what I have here is I have my signature cover, my actual signature, which is the pages to go inside this particular booklet. And I have my, remember we made this at the beginning. So what you're going to need to do is each set of lines is for 1 set of signatures. So 1 goes through these first lines, then the second one will go through those set of lines, and then the third one will go through those set of lines. So you work with 1 at a time. So we are going to start, there are 5 holes. We're going to start with hole number 3. So you're going to gather all of your pieces. So I have here, so I'm going to push this through. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to start here on the, I'm trying to find it, the right side. So we're gonna, come on, thingy. This is so funny to try to stay in camera. Okay, so hole number 3. Actually, no, I'm gonna go So I'm going to start like here. So I'm going to go through here, number 3 through the pages, then number 3 through the spine cover, and then number 3 here. So just go through 3, okay? Then I'm going to pull, and I'm going to hold that piece here. Then now we are going to come back up through hole number 4 through each layer. So stay in that same row, okay? So I'm coming up through hole, sorry, I'm trying to stay in view and do this. It's tough. I can't see under. Okay, so hole number 4, right? Coming up through hole number 4, which was the next one right beside it, and then hole number 4 through, where are we? Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to like make this a little awkward, but I can see hole number 4 and then hole number 4. So just keep them all, okay? So coming up through hole number 4, okay, pull. See that? They're all connected. And then we're gonna go up here to the one at the top, which is hole number 5. Making sure we're going through every layer, so the pages, the cover, and the cover, but making sure we're staying all in one row. And hole number 5, okay, so we're staying here in one row. And if you want to flip it over so you can see it better, this is hole number 5. We're going to go back down through hole number 4. So just make sure you go through all of your layers. Okay, you see that? I'm staying on one row. And then we're going to go back through hole number 3 through all of our layers. Actually, no, I'm going to skip 3. I'm going to go down to hole number 2. So make sure you get through all of your layers, and I'm doing good. I got all my layers. Hole number 2. Okay. And then I'm going to come down to hole number 1, making sure I have all my layers. And you see this sticking up because that is this piece right here. You have to just pull it. Remember, we let that piece hang loose, or you can tie it. Then I'm going back through hole number 2. Hole number 2. Pull. See that? And then back through the middle at hole number 3. See that? And I'm going to tie it. I'm going to make sure that I have pushed this piece under the, so that we can tie. So you have one on this side, one on that side. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie a knot. And you can cut your piece. You can keep it long enough if you want to add some charms or whatever. And now you have connected your first journal. You see that? And we stayed on one row. Now you would do the same thing with the next set, but instead you're going to start now on this row. So you're going to start in the middle just like we did this one, and go up to 4 and 5, back down to 2 and 1, and you're going to do that.